And these instructions, okay, for our sales, go ahead and calculate the trend line. Look, sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. You're going to miss it now. Look. Just wait till I'm done talking. Hey, Himo. This should be what your table has. Okay. The more you can start to understand what all those buttons you're pressing are doing, the easier it's going to be for you to learn it. Here, once I have the data in, okay, the stat button stands for statistics. And when I go over here to calc, that's saying I want it to calculate something for me. And this lin reg stands for linear. I go here because I say, okay, I want you to calculate the line through my points. Okay, so that's what all of step 3 says. And if you do that, you get these numbers. Okay. To record my equation, I need to put 17.1 in for A and negative 0.7 in for B. So if I was recording this equation, I would write it down as y equals 17.1x minus 0.7. Okay, this would be the line that represents my sales through here. And if we were to draw the line of best fit, because you could also draw it, a line that goes through here maybe looks something close to this. Okay, this is approximately this line. Now the rest of the steps on here, right? So 5 through 7 show us a visual of this graph on the calculator. So if I wanted to do that, I could do that, and I could go to y equals and type in my equation. Minus, oh, what happened? Oh my goodness gracious. Oh no, we broke it. Okay. No, we're good, we're back. Okay, I could type in my equation and make sure I change my window. 0 to 5 and 0 to 80. No. Okay, so here, notice this looks similar to the graph we have here. Here are those 2 points. Their line is a little different than my line. Okay.
What about window? I missed that.
Yeah, see on 7 where it says window? You had to change the window to fit our table, right? The window is like setting up your axes. So here, since my graph goes from 0 to 8, I guess I could make my x's from 0 to 8. Those are my x's right here. Same thing. And then on the y's, my graph goes from 0 to 80. So right here on the y's, I go from 0 to 80. So when I press graph, now it looks a little different. Did you type in your equation?
Yeah.
I'll come fix yours in a second. Okay. The big thing I want to talk about. Okay. What's the y-intercept? Don't say anything crazy. Please just look at the equation for a second and think back to what you know about y-intercepts, right? Like, I don't need Rodney to read me the whole equation again. Alasia. Perk up those curls, man. Put your head up. Okay, I know. There's a way of showing you're listening. It's great, right? Okay, look. Don't look with your eyes. Eyes. This is how I know when I say eyes and you're not looking. That's how I know you're not paying attention. Thanks. Okay. I need you to think. Look at this equation. Think back to what we've talked about, and tell me what is the y-intercept. Looking, Alondra. Look. Hey, look.
I'm not Alondra.
I know, but you too. This is the second conversation. I can't hit her on the head. What is the y-intercept, Kalasia?
Oh, the y-intercept?
Look right here at this equation. What number is the y-intercept?
Y? I mean,
What kind of 0.7?
I can't see. Negative. Oh, negative.
Okay? Yeah, thanks. Okay? Look, it's a negative 0.7. Next question. What does that mean?
That's the
Oh, don't say random stuff yet. Just think for a second. Form a complete sentence in your head. What does this mean? This means that you write down your answer. The y-intercept is negative 0.7. What does that mean? Write it down, please. Use a complete sentence. The y-intercept is negative 0.7. This means that blank. Do you have the answer?
Yeah, I do.
What do you think?
No, it's going up. Wait, I don't know. I'm confused because it's a negative that's going up.
That's true. It is kind of confusing.
Certainly. I got the answer.
What?
I put the y said 0.7. This means what it starts.
Okay, so Chris said this. Ready? Listen. Chris said the y-intercept is 0.7. Is that what you said?
Negative. He said negative.
I said
Okay.
negative.
The y-intercept is negative 0.7. This is where it starts.
This means where it starts off by. I was done.
Go on.
This is where it starts on the y-axis.
Where what
This
starts?
is where the line starts.
What does that mean, though?
Where the line.
Where the line.
What is our line even graphing, Charlie?
Our sales basically.
Scatter plot.
It's what we're negative. It's what we bought, like our equipment.
Oh. Wait, say that again.
Like the cost to run the business and our sales starting in the hole, basically. Starting negative.
Okay.
When
Can you-
x is 0.
What is the y? What are y's? What, Manuel? What? Go on. What does y represent in this situation?
A number. A point. A line. A line.
Yes, it's a line, but what else? Number of sales. Okay.
Number of cells it starts
There's
on.
not. We're not talking about cost. We're talking about the number of sales. So this would mean
Number of cells.
initially, how many sales do we make?
Negative 7.
Negative 0.7.
0.7.
Does that make sense?
No.
Right? That first day of school, how many sales did you guys have?
None.
0.7.
How many did you really have? Don't give me crazy talk.
Like zero, right?
Really none.
Like none.
You had none. Okay? So our line, right, the calculator, again, it's a trend. Is it perfect? No, but it's saying most would be this. Really, we know, because we're not idiots, that we didn't have negative sales. You can't have negative sales. How's that? Like a return? I don't even know. Okay?
So if it's a negative, then just run.
So we were exactly.
No, so I don't, wait, listen.
You don't change it.
We're not going to change it. This is still our model. Okay? A model doesn't fit perfectly, but it's close. Is 0.7 close to 0?
Yeah. Like
It's
7,
pretty close,
7.
right? 0.7. That's not even a whole, that's not even saying we sold negative one whole thing. It's saying, okay, it's about. So this is close. We're close here to 0, which is where we should be.
So if
Okay.
I'm like giving you this on a test and I just wrote 0 there, would you like it wrong?
Yes, because it's not, the model is not 0.
Okay.
Real life is 0, but we're talking about the model.
Okay.
Okay? So if we're looking at this, okay, the y-intercept is negative 0.7. This would mean that we sold negative 0.7 items in our, at the start of our business. Are you done? Okay? It doesn't, the real life meaning doesn't make a ton of sense in this case. Okay, but let's move on to, if this is the y-intercept, what's the slope? What number is the slope?
It's 17.1.
Okay, 17.1 is the slope. So my question is, if this is the slope, 17.1, what does that mean?
That's how much is, it's going up by 17.1 every week. It's the number our sales were making every month.
Okay, so it's every month because we know this is month. So each month, on average, how much are our sales increasing?
17.1.
Okay, so this means each month we're making an additional 17 sales. Right? That's what it's saying on average. Okay, so it's saying on average, each month we make 17 more sales. So I'm about to ask you again with another set of data, what's the real meaning of the y-intercept and what's the real meaning of the slope? We need to be able to translate those. Okay, so since you guys either lost these or didn't have them, here's what we're going to have now, right? Those were our sales. We're going to look at these sales again. Some of you guys ended up finishing this. Some of you didn't. Almost none of you finished this all. Okay, so here's what I need. This needs to be finished today. You might want to pay attention to this part. I'm going to give it to you again. Yeah. Here's what I want you to start with. Okay, I don't care. You might want to listen, Hemo. I don't care if you do the graphing by hand. Now, here's the deal. I got in a big argument this morning about this. You will never in your life find a trend line by hand, ever. Okay? You will need to find a trend line on the calculator and using a computer program. That's what we're going to focus on. So I don't care if you do this by hand. What I do care is that you can take this data and find the trend line. Using the trend line, you need to answer these questions. Okay? Some of you did this poorly or wrong yesterday. Some of you did it quickly. Some of you lost it. This is being turned into me today. Question? Yes, I have extras. Nope. I'm not. I'm going to summarize this unit for you. You need to be able to find a trend line on the calculator, and you need to be able to interpret what that means. Okay? Alondra, will you come back so Hemo could have his seat back? But I want you to be there. I don't really want to do this. What did you guys get for the trend line?
I got 32.41x plus 40.5.
Plus what?
Plus 40.5.
Does that sound right to you guys?
I got 57.40. Yeah. How much you get?
Okay. I'm going to go with majority rules. Unless the majority aren't. Okay, so this is the trend line from our calculator. So here are the types of questions I'm going to be asking. 1. Okay, what does the calculator give you for the slope?
32.4.
Okay, Kalanji, you said this best. What does that mean, Kalanji?
32.4 every 1 week.
I'm going to use the word increase, even though you said go up, but I like it. Sales increase by 32.4 every week.
You told us this like many times before this either. Like somehow we all forgot.
You know, that's how I feel too. Okay, that's what this means, right? This is meaning, here we go. Hemo, do you want to leave?
Like the class?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Oh, no, I gotta get that contract, never mind.
Then be quiet. Okay, this means that your sales are increasing by 32.4 every week. Okay, great. We didn't find our own slope, so we don't have an answer for number 2. Right? You didn't calculate your own slope because we just did it with a calculator. Okay. Now, if I have this equation, what does x represent? What is x? What are we talking about? Thank you, Charlie. The number of weeks.
Can you actually
Seriously, what is the deal with you guys? X is your number of weeks. So then what is Y? Number of sales. Or over here it says cumulative sales, but you know. Okay. So if on number 3 I'm asking how many sales will you make in week 20? That means I need to know when X is 20, what is Y? So in other words, this is when X equals 20. So in my equation, if I plug in 20 for X, because X is the number of weeks, and I calculate this should be able to tell me how many sales we would make in week 20. Okay, so if you plug in 20, and yes, we need to work on our notation here. You hear me, Quinn? Okay, we need to work on our notation here so that we're all communicating the same thing. What'd you say? Well, 688.5. So this means in week 20, we would sell 688.5. And this is in thousands, just so we're clear. I'm done with that. Okay? So in week 20, we would make 688 sales. That's what that means right there. Okay. Going on here then, number 4 is asking, when will sales reach 948,000? Okay, notice our equation. If you guys didn't notice this, these sales are all in thousands. Okay, these sales are all in thousands. All right, so when it's talking about for whatever this K2 enterprise is, this is 107,000. All right, so really, for our purposes, I'm just going to be plugging in 948, right? When do sales reach 948? In other words, how many weeks until I reach 948? So the equation I'm setting up is I want to know if my slope is 32.4, if I get 32 sales every week, and I started with 40 sales, when will this equal 948? Okay, for number 4, again, and this is a notational piece. Do you guys have all kinds of methods and ways of thinking logically about solving this? Absolutely. Okay, I want you to work on their notation. So when this equation, what it says how many weeks until you reach 948 sales. That's what this equation says. Hey, timing, my friend. 2 more sentences. I need you guys to solve this equation. What?
No, we both said that's one. Like one sentence. You got one more.
And then we will work on our homework.
There you go. Good job. Never make this one.